You did 2 hours ago. I know that.
I always sound like that when I wake up. We're getting
All right.
snow.
We are live, so I'm going to go fix my YouTube channel and be right back. You all set, Red?
Just getting there now. I'm nearly done. Just editing and putting stuff in. I'll be with you very, very shortly.
Yep, I've already got people coming on the channel. I just hit 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Nice, that's very good. I've just hit 7,000 on mine. So
I'm up to 4. I'm kicking it. The 2.5 men live on YouTube because the 2 tall guys and the short guy don't think any different.
Okay, we're good, Marty.
All right, fantastic. Hello, everybody. We're going to experiment here with me, Red, and Chris. We have no idea how it's going to turn out, but hey, what the heck. I'm going to give a couple shout outs to people I see on my YouTube channel. We got Juanita Ali. Welcome. Susie McCrae's in the house. Hello, Susie. Peter Hadjig. I know I messed up your name, but Peter, how you doing from the Philippines? Camille Beandre, welcome. George Holdsworth, glad you could make it. Let me scan down here. We may not see everybody, but we'll do the best we can. That's all I have right now. Red.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I've got Mark Booth and Dawn McIntyre, Tanya Onpassive, Kalicharan, Sethi, hi, how you doing? Tim Dillon's in the house as well, Greg Gaynor, David Graham, and Marek Schweitz, Ruth Pace, hello, how are you? And Manuel and Debbie Hibbert, Nick Munty, David Switzer's in the house as well. My mate Paddy McGuigan. Hey, Paddy. Do you see how I said Paddy McGuigan there, Marty? Just straight off the bat, no problem whatsoever.
No problem. I think I got it now. Paddy McGuigan.
Yeah, hey, that's really good. The
Yeah,
revolution.
it only took me 6 months, right? Anyway, we'll get started. Hey, listen, I don't know who saw the roundtable on Monday. If you go in the back office under Leadership Council, I think it's the only post there. There might be two now. I think one from Jeffrey, but in there is the video from Ask Mufareh himself, and then the full video. If you've watched that video, watch it again, because there's some things in there that, unless you're absolutely brain dead, I mean, it'll blow you away. The stuff that he's got coming. I mean, I thought what we have now was huge, but it sounds like what we don't know is even bigger. So really cool stuff. We're in something that is extraordinary. I mean, I think big like Edison and all these people, Jeff Bezos and all that, when you hear about what they did, they'll be teaching this company and how it was put together in colleges in years to come. I believe that it's I mean, I always thought it was big, but I was way off base. And then on Monday, I realized how far off base I really was. I don't know. I got to stop saying it because I sound like an idiot. It's huge. Okay. Go watch it again. Listen, the other thing I wanted to talk about, and then everybody can add in. If you have a support issue and you can't get in the back office, remember, support is also support@ofounders.net. So that if you can't get in, you can do it from the outside on a regular email, okay? And be very specific in what you're saying. Don't say a whole lot of stuff. Say, this is my problem. This is what I need done. Thank you very much. And that's it. And give it a few days. If it doesn't come in 3 or 4 days, do it again. But this time, add the ID of the last one so you can say in reference to, so that they know you did it again. You know, it's your second time. I'm going to turn it over to Red and see if what Red has to add.
Oh, that's it. We said it all now. Let's just pack up and go. No, we're really pleased that we've managed to put this together. And so far, it seems to be working absolutely fantastic. I'm in the chat on my channel talking to everybody. And we are really bringing everybody a bit of information from all three of us. We are planning to do this on a regular Wednesday, guys, at 11 a.m. Really just to bring our thoughts and ideas together as a collective so that you guys know exactly what is going on. Now, when Ash came on the round table, we had all been saying we were hopeful that he was going to be on. And luckily he did. And as Marty has said, that for the likes of us who have been in for a long period of time, from all the way back 3.5 years ago to where we are now, this is so much bigger, guys, and it really is massive. Yes, I do understand people's frustrations to a certain point of view of why haven't we launched, when are we going to launch, and all the rest of it. But I can assure every single one of you out there right now that when the launch happens, it is going to be so much bigger, so much sweeter, so much everything that we have any expected than we believed back in those days. So it really is worth the wait at the end of the day. We want it to be 100% ready and good to go. There is no point in us launching and then having to do 2.0, 3.0, upgrades, changes, all the rest of it. All this makes us look like a shabby, shoddy company that doesn't know what they're doing. This is our job as founders, is to beta test, is to get into the back offices to make sure everything is working correctly. I'm going to hand it over to Chris now to say a few words.
Hey, guys. Number one, it's an honor. I know we've talked about this in the past. I'm really, really excited because doing lives on yourself is crazy. But when you got two of your best buddies in the world, it's great. I'll touch on some of the things Brett and Marty talked about. Number one, Onpassive was strategically designed in stages perfectly. Number one, you had a visionary, Ash Mufareh, back in 2018. But prior to that, he already had this in his head. Stage two, we went into Go Founders. Stage three, we went into O Founders. Stage four, we started adding products to the O Founders platform. Stage five, we're going to go into Premier Launch. And then stage six, boom, Onpassive. It's all done perfect, guys. Like Red was saying, we're in the beta test mode right now where everything is going to be perfect. A lot of people say to us all the time, where's your products? We have products, okay? We're kind of like, look at it this way. When you see those trailers for a movie coming out, oh my God, they're advertising it 6 months prior to when that movie comes out. That's what we're doing. We are slowly bringing Onpassive to the world, but we're doing everything right perfectly. And that's exactly how Ash designed it. My brother Red and Marty have been talking about this, Red, for over 3.5 years, Marty 3 years, me 1.5 years. We are all excited and we want to keep you excited, but it really is the best place to be soon. And I say soon, everyone's lives are going to start to change for the better because Onpassive guarantees your success. Marty DeGarmo, back to you.
Oh, fantastic, Chris. Listen, well, the main thing we can do now, I know there's still people coming into Onpassive, but we really need to find out what's going on and what we need to know. Okay, you don't need to be an expert on all the products and all that, but you should want to know in case somebody asks you, because the day is going to come when this launches to the world, and who are they going to go to? They're not going to go to the company. They're going to go to the people that are out there that are founders. And you being a founder will be more and more popular as time goes on. People will come in and say, hey, I'm in Onpassive, isn't it neat? I got all this, and they say, they'll start looking for founders, okay? Because they'll want to know what's going on. So try to learn what you can. It's not important you know everything, every detail. Some stuff you will use, you won't use. But to be a spokesman for the company, a mini spokesman, you should know as much as you can, okay? Some will know more, some will know less, but we'll still work together. That's not a problem. We will have resellers come in. They don't have the name of founders, but they're going to have the same role. They're going to be sharing this business with a lot of people. And trust me, resellers will come into this that will build huge teams, absolutely mind-blowing size teams. And the difference will be they'll be under you instead of above you. So that's a pretty nice thing. The other thing, tonight at 6:30 on Julie and Milo, Mike Williams will be there. I'm not sure what the agenda is, but it doesn't matter. You can ask Mike Williams anything. He can give you the answer. So I would plan on attending that. And on tomorrow night, we're going to play the video that Red did here on OSTAP. And I believe Susie's going to try to be there with her friend who are experts in using this type of thing. So any questions that come up, that they should know the answer. And it'll be a lot of fun. And then we can learn about OSTAP, because that's probably one of the biggest products that we launched so far. Now, will it be the biggest? Knowing Mr. Mufareh, no, it's not going to be the biggest, but it's huge. It is huge. And another thing, I want to make sure that I think there's a lot of people we brought in. I brought in family members myself, and they didn't know a lot, right? So I'm educating them now, right now. Don't wait till it launches. And the ones like if it's your parents or your grandparents, and a computer to them is like kryptonite, Superman. Go help them. Yeah, go help them, right? Like the guy below us or above us, whatever you see. I'm just kidding. But help them, get them going. You're going to help them with KYC and what all that's coming. I know a lot of times we'll say something, we say, I believe, or I'm pretty sure. Here's why. When we talk about a product or the details of a product, because as we've heard, as tech team are improving as they run, that product might be this, and this today, but actually when it gets to the world and after the beta test and all the fine tuning and shining it up, pinstriping the vehicle before it goes out to the public, there could be little bells and whistles that we didn't know. We didn't know, but trust me, whatever we do know, it's only going to be better. So that's a good thing to look at. It's only going to be better. And when we get running and Mr. Mufareh is set free to invent things, to think of things, watch the freak out. Okay, watch out, because what the detailed stuff now with personnel and people and us and all that stuff, when he can go and do what he does best. Now, marketing's no doubt, he's one of the best in the world, but thinking of new things and creating things, that's what he loves doing. And you set him free, and this company's gonna be on fire. It's gonna be on fire anyway. Very soon, things are going to be rocking and rolling. I know we say that, but you know, I think the problem is, and I made this mistake too. I would tell people, imagine starting with Jeff Bezos in his garage or in his attic. Imagine starting with Bill Gates when he started in 1978, 79 with his buddy. And no, don't imagine that. Stop imagining that. Imagine getting in as a founder 10 years after they're in business, when they're a unicorn company, because that's what we are. We're a unicorn company at birth, right? We're not going to build up 12 years from now, 10, 15 years from now, be a unicorn. We are a freaking unicorn right now. I mean, even in mommy's belly, there, if they do a ultrasound, there's a unicorn in there. And that is so powerful. You know, I thought about when Ash introduces this to the world, the power of having 1 million people behind it, the movement. Listen, if you look in history, you ever see a guy, he invented a way to run a car with chicken crap or some kind of old oil from cooking. And you don't hear about him later. You know why? The big companies squash him out. They pay him a few $1 million, shut up, be quiet, move on, because they don't want things to get out there. If you enter the arena as a top contender or the heavyweight champion of the world, people aren't going to push you. They're going to want to work with you, right? And that's the difference. It's all of it's strategic. And we don't know. I mean, I'm learning as I go too, just like you are, but I'm seeing it every day that, wow, that makes sense, because you start to see the puzzle. But please, when you hear Ask Mufareh, and Reg told you this, Chris has told you this 1 million times, don't go to a webinar with Ask Mufareh and wait to hear something you want. Sit there and listen to what he says, because he's giving you pieces to a puzzle. And if you add these pieces up, it's Mona Lisa, right? It's not the far side. I mean, the crap is good, but you gotta put it together, because later we talk, me, Red, Mike Ellis, Dan, and when we put it together and we start going, well, what about this? What about that? And you see this picture and you go, holy cow, this is huge. And that's what we do. But anybody can do that. I'm going to turn it over to these guys. I talked enough for sure.
Okay, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. One is really the power of Onpassive that's going to affect every single one of you guys here. Now, there's a lot of founders that focus on, well, I haven't got many in my team, or I've only got this amount of people in my team, and am I going to make any money, and all the rest of these types of questions. What we need to realize, guys, is our team is only a very small part of what and how we are going to generate an income through Onpassive. There is going to be a lot of moving parts and various ways of how we will make other money from Onpassive, not solely just from our team numbers and customers coming in. Remember, we are going to be the hunted. People are going to want to advertise with us from day one. They're going to be wanting to use our marketplace to sell their products and services. And all of these things, plus a lot more, are going to generate income. Banner advertising on our web pages that the company build for us on our behalf, along with our domain names. All these are streams of income. Also, the data center, the cloud hosting, the external real products that we will be having down the line and in the future, and many other things as well, will all contribute and add to us as founders receiving a residual income from the company. This is why we have said previously it is important to have that time and date stamp within the company payment system, because it's all relative and it all has an effect. So that all being said, it really does mean that us as founders of Onpassive, remember we are founders and partners, it is a very, very big deal and a special honor to be a founder in Onpassive, because it comes with so many benefits that customers and resellers will not be getting. This is apart from the extra traffic sources that we're going to get and the extra bonuses that only founders will receive as well. Now, the other thing that I want to drop on is OStaff. Now, we are dedicating the whole of this week, this is us collectively, us three here, and the people around us, to OStaff. We were given it just over a week ago, and obviously I did the video to help you guys get it out there and to know a little bit more about how OStaff works. Now, we do know, and we have been told that Ash said it was going to be available to all of us at midnight last night, but he also did say that it could be 24 to 48 hours. So if you have got access to that sign-in login page and it is not going through, just be patient, bear with us, and we will all have access. Now, part of what I have learned, and you guys can do this as well, is if you go into onpassive.com, you go to the product of OStaff, and if you go into the FAQs of OStaff, there is tons of information about what OStaff is going to do for businesses, how it's all going to work individually from those FAQs, but also what I learned from those slides, and these slides are available to absolutely every founder. If you log into your back office and go to downloads, that is where the slides are available for everybody to download, use, however you want them to do, okay? But what it does, and this was brought up on the webinar that I was on with Chris and Marty last night, is that knowledge is power, guys. There is no point in just taking my video and giving it to a company and going, oh, there you go, off you go, come on in and use OStaff. They are going to have a lot of questions. Remember what Ash was talking about on the webinar the other day is about the 3 I's: corporate, founders, external, okay? With OStaff, we need to have external companies using OStaff to give us feedback, who have got zero interest in OStaff as a company. They have got all of the interest in the product of OStaff. And this is what we need to have. We need to have external companies using our product, giving us good relative feedback that we can work off, improve, and make it better for when we actually launch as a customer-based business. So what I'm trying to say here is, do your part as a founder. After all, part of our job is to beta test the products and services of Onpassive when they come to us, to improve them, to make sure they are bulletproof and they are not going to break. Okay, part of this is giving feedback via the LC to the tech team so they can make their tweaks, they can sort it all out and make it work correctly for the customer. And at the end of the day, this is how and why we want it to work correctly, because if the product doesn't work correctly, the customer's not going to be interested. Guess what that means? No sale, no commissions. And at the end of the day, none of us want that. We want us to be more than better than anybody else out there. We want us to be visually better, functionally better, and easier to use. But above all, that bottom line for the product and service has to be cheaper, because this is one of the selling points of Onpassive: unlimited and better than anyone else. I'm going to hand it over now to my friend down here, Chris Johnson.
Well, thank you, Red and Marty. You guys, as you all know, these guys are smart. They've been doing this a long time. And back in October 2020, when I get into this, I just retired from Ford Motor Company. And I'll be honest, I was never one of those guys to look online. I heard people about jumping in companies, looking for that big shiny thing. Okay, but I'm going to give you an example. in my fishing tackle box, I have the prettiest shiny lure I've ever bought. And I thought, boy, I'm just going to go fishing, and every fish in the world is going to bite this lure because it's so shiny and pretty. Never caught a fish on that thing. I reached down into the bottom of my tackle box, and I have a transparent lure. I threw that thing in the water, and bam, 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 it hit. And that's what Onpassive is. We're a transparent, I mean, everything is laid out for you. The information we know, we give to you. And then Mr. Mufareh comes on every couple of weeks, and bam, he lays it out. He keeps us going. So transparency is a huge part of this company. Since the beginning, when Mr. Mufareh started doing this, he has been very transparent. If you go back in history to 2018, his 2 original videos that he talked about have never changed. He's hit every point on target, and we love him for it. So when you're out there looking online, just because it's shiny doesn't mean it works. I have proof to that. I'm the most, out of all these people here, probably, I am no technical at nothing. I know nothing about technology and computers. What I've learned in since last October has amazed me, okay? And all these things that I used to look at, my buddies would tell me about that they lost thousands of dollars on, keep giving them money, keep giving them money. All right, $97, boom, you check it out, you like what you see. If you don't like what you see, you leave. Not many people leave. A few people leave because they don't understand it. But that's the key, plugging in, understanding what the value of this company is. I've never seen value in my life until I seen Onpassive. And I worked for Ford Motor Company for 32 years. And this is my opinion. Ford Motor Company can't touch this. That's how big it is. So stay excited, stay plugged in, jump on a couple webinars. Now, Tuesdays and Saturdays is our guest webinars. We invite all. But I do want to say Thursday on the Robin Noble, Pam Turner, Kevin Rutledge show, we're going to have some big hitters. What I say by big hitters is people that were in HR, as Marty touched on. I invite everyone to our YouTube channels that are in HR management ship, own a business. Please check it out. Compare with what you have, what we're about to show you in O Staff. You'll be amazed. Take the stress out of your life, change the world. And all you got to do is check it out. And I guarantee you're going to be blown away just like me. Marty DeGarmo, back to you, my brother.
How do I top that? Listen, the main thing that we got to do, none of us know how big this is, okay? I mean, even if I pretend to tell you that I know, it's not true. Because I thought I had an idea and I don't. But in the meantime, what we need to do is stay tapped in, because things are going to change fast. You want to be on the train, not watching it take off. And I'm worried about some people not paying attention. Get a hold of your people, pay attention. Look, the company doesn't want anybody left behind. But if somebody insists on not paying attention, what can the company do? They're not going to wrap a rope around your neck and drag you along the train. You got to get on. You got to do the thing. And I want to tell people, if you're tapped in and you see what's going on, and there's some kind of doubt or you're not quite sure, you're not a founder. Maybe you're just not a founder, and you can get out. I don't think anybody should be stressed or ready to melt down over the $97. I mean, if that's the case, something's wrong. I mean, if you're panicking that, oh my God, the 97, this isn't for you. It's probably not. But if you see a tenth of what I'm seeing, or a tenth of what anybody's saying, listen, it's the last business you'll ever need. It's the last business you ever need. And I want to say something that's a little tough, and I'm not trying to be. If you're struggling and Onpassive is a life preserver for you, you might want to go out and get a job if you can. You might want to get a part-time job. This is not unemployment compensation, okay? It's a business, and it's not going to be hurried up. Yeah, of course, people are hurting. I am too. Everybody is. But some people are going out and looking for a little extra work to get through until this thing's ready. Ready's ready. It has nothing to do with what I want, what an individual wants. It's too big. It's bigger than any one individual. And I'm going to go on a limb here. Even if Mr. Mufareh himself has a date in his head and on a piece of paper, 300 or 400, 500 phone calls or whatever in a day could change a few things daily. Like it could be a day longer, a couple days longer, a week long. You don't get this big and everything is click, 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 and everything works perfect. It can't. Come on, we owned a bagel shop and there was chaos. And there's 4 employees and somebody didn't show up, somebody didn't do this. And we're talking about someday maybe $1 trillion business. And we're worried about a day here and an hour here. He said 7:45 and it's 8, Come on. If you can't let that go, don't come to me with that crap. I mean, I love you all, but I'm the wrong guy to come up and whine about 1 day or 2 days or a week. Guys, if you know how big it is, stop doing that. Look, we've all wanted something huge. You want a residual income? This is it. There is nothing else. So stay cool. You got to make a little extra money. You're running out of milk. Do what you normally do. Onpassive is not that. Onpassive is a business. When it's going, oh man, it's going to be a lot of fun. I just want to emphasize that. I want people to take care of your family, do what you normally do. It's not that. It's a business. And we're going to have a lot of fun when it launches. And I want everybody to go with us. I want everybody I've met thousands of people. But if you're not tapped in, that's your responsibility. That has nothing to do with being passive. Passive doesn't mean you're in a coma. Passive means you don't want to share it. Other than that, tapped in has nothing to do with passive. You should know what's going on. You should have the keys to your operation. You should have the emails. You should be able to log in. You should know where everything is. That's not passive. That's just that's basic. You got to know the basics. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm going to turn it back over to Red, and I'm done talking, I believe. So
you're never done talking, Marty. You should know that by now. We love hearing from you, so never, ever, ever stop talking, buddy. So I just want to touch back on access to OStaff. Okay, we're given the great news that everyone will have access to OStaff via the OFounders back office. Now, for the technically minded of you who are out there last night at the moment, whenever you are doing anything online, and I mean anything, you have to write a piece of code for it. It's basically lots and lots of ones and zeros, all in lines with other bits and pieces all attached to it. Everything behind anything that you see online has coding involved. Now, OStaff is ready. It's good to go. There is no problem with it at all. And it is going to be integrated into our OFounders back office, which is exactly what I said. We were very hopeful that it all would be live from midnight of last night, but we have been informed that there has been a bit of coding that's gone a bit wonky, and there's meant to be once you fill out the form within OStaff on the very first front page, there's then meant to be a follow-on pop-up for you then to take you to a separate page externally to start getting it all done. This is just a bit of coding that needs a bit of work on at the moment, and it's being worked on at the moment. So as always, guys, let's be patient. And the reason I'm bringing this up for you for the technically minded is half the reason of why we are all here as founders. The theory behind coding is always sound. Okay, so when tech guys all sit around a table and somebody gives them an idea, right, this is what I want, this is what I want it to do. The tech guys get off, they start typing away, writing the code so that we can see it on the screen in front of our eyes. As far as the coding part of it is concerned, it's all sound, it works, not a problem. But then you have all sorts of other problems that come into that can only be found out by us beta testing these products and actually physically using them. There might be one letter that is out of place that completely scupper the whole thing that is meant to happen. And then that is an awful lot of work for then the coders to go back to find out where the error is, They have to test various parts in individual stages to actually find out where a little piece of coding has gone completely wrong. Obviously, artificial intelligence sorts a lot of this out because you end up copying and pasting existing coding, changing it slightly to make it do what you want to do. So just to update you as far as access to OStaff is concerned, we will have it as soon as it is ready. I cannot see it being more than 24, 48 hours from today. Okay, so just bear with us, but we are going to get access for it. So I was just updating you on where we are on that. Okay, back to you, Chris.
All right, thank you, sir. I like touching off Red and Marty because they actually teach me a lot as they're talking. And what Red was did you just hear what Red Redford was talking about? All that work, all that coding. What are we doing? We're sitting there and we're talking about Onpassive. In other words, Red used to use a great saying I loved. Let us do all the work for you. That's what Onpassive is doing. While we're sitting here eating our breakfast, going to work, living our lives, Ash Mufareh and his tech team are working around the clock to make our lives better. And to me, that is key. And I had the honor to talk to Ash Mufareh a few times now. And let me tell you something about the guy. There's nothing in his brain. He doesn't look at negativity. He never says no. What does he say? If you can think of it, I can do it. I can design it. And that's the way he thinks. So in his wonderful mind, there's no to anything that someone asks him or that he can do. That's what I really was amazed by him. You could tell him something, he'll think about it. I think he's one of the most amazing people that I've ever seen. And for 32 years at Ford Motor Company, Bill Ford never came down and talked to me, never called me on the phone, and I gave him a lot of time. Ash Mufareh, like I said, is very transparent. It's just there's certain things he can and can't say, and founders understand why, and we try to fill in the gaps for him. But I am very excited to be in this company. I've never worked so hard in my life, and it's the most fun job right now that I've ever had. Owning a business and not have to worry about doing nothing except sharing and checking a few things like your wallet. Come on, man. It don't get any better than that. But I'm done, Marty. I'm sending it back to you, my brother.
If you guys don't have anything else, I'm going to close it out. Okay, here's what I want to say. Here's a little test. If your ears aren't popping, you're not tied in. It's that simple. If your ears have not popped, in fact, I got blood coming out of mine. If your ears don't pop, you don't have a clue what's going on. So do yourself a test. You have to chew gum to make them pop. You don't know what's going on. Go find out. Love you all, and we'll see you, and God bless.